Today I'm comparing $800 glasses with $1,300 glasses. So does more expensive mean better? Let's find out. Meta Ray-Ban display is the mainstream choice. It's polished, reliable, and built to fit into your day with a right lens display and seamless integration into the Meta ecosystem. RayNeo X3 Pro is the ambitious challenger. Binocular, full-color display smart glasses that are trying to do everything Meta can and then stack a bunch more on top. I've been wearing both, and one feels finished, while the other one feels like the future, but with training wheels. So, which one should you actually wear every day? Here are the basics. RayNeo can record up to 9 minutes, leans harder into AI features, and is built more like an AR tool you configure. Meta Ray-Ban display is a monocular, color right lens display, excellent audio and video capabilities, and comes with a neural band control system plus charging case that makes daily use easier. On the basis of specs, RayNeo looks more advanced, but the reality is more nuanced. RayNeo feels premium and surprisingly stable on the face. It comes in at about 76 grams, while Meta Ray-Ban display is about 69 to 70 grams, depending on the size. So on paper, RayNeo is a bit heavier, but it feels lighter because the weight distribution is clever. It doesn't nose dip like the Meta display. The battery and tech are balanced back towards the temples, so it stays level on your face. Socially though, two things jump out. One, the camera position in the center. It looks somewhat weird. People notice it immediately. Two, the display itself. In darker rooms, waveguide displays show light bleed. So while you're seeing a floating screen, the people across from you will see a faint glowing rectangle on your lenses, especially in darker room settings. Meta Ray-Ban display does not have this issue except for specific instances. For example, when you're using the teleprompter at full or high brightness. RayNeo's binocular display is the headline for a reason. Indoors, it looks fantastic. It really does feel like a floating tablet. It's immersive in a way the single lens display from Meta just cannot match. One practical area where this matters even more is the teleprompter use case. On RayNeo, having binocular text in both eyes feels natural for reading scripts. On the Meta display, the teleprompter experience feels more strained because of the monocular display. Outdoors is the reality check. In my testing in sunlight, Meta Ray-Ban display still read clearer than the RayNeo. So the simple version. RayNeo's display feels more immersive and exciting indoors, while Meta Ray-Ban display wins readability outdoors. The controls show the difference in philosophy. RayNeo has a responsive temple trackpad, great when you're driving menus and apps. Meta Ray-Ban display leans into the neural band plus voice, and that combo feels more consumer, less fiddly and more immediate. Audio for music is solid on both, but calls and voice pickup in noisy places, Meta tends to come across cleaner and more reliable, and is another example of those everyday polished details that differentiate Meta at the moment. RayNeo feels empowering to the end user. An open system with more room to experiment if you like to tinker, with the ability to sideload apps, making the glasses feel like a computer on your face. And when you actually see a full-screen YouTube video in full color in front of your face using just regular form glasses, that is a genuine wow factor that Meta cannot replicate at the moment. But here's the nuance. Open sounds easy. In practice, getting third-party apps onto RayNeo can be pretty technical, and app support can be buggy depending on what you try to run. This software flexibility can be powerful. However, it still does not make up for a glaring weakness. You can't use voice controls to operate the device. You can't say, "Hey RayNeo, increase the brightness," or "Hey RayNeo, play music," or "take a photo," and have it just happen. You have to control these through the glasses or through the app. Meta, by contrast, has a closed ecosystem. You cannot install apps that you want, and you certainly can't venture out of the Meta universe, which can be frustrating. On the other hand, From a software control standpoint, the combination of the display plus neural band plus voice flow is very well integrated and very smooth. The closed ecosystem part is a bigger deal than it sounds, since this basically means you're living inside Meta AI plus Meta-owned services like WhatsApp and Instagram, and for a lot of people, that is a major issue. Let's quickly talk about gaming. RayNeo gives you multiple options to play games, whether that's built-in experiences or side-loaded Android titles. It feels closer to a lightweight AR entertainment device. Meta Ray-Ban display, by contrast, gives you one built-in game and that's about it. So, if you're looking at these as something you can casually mess around with beyond notifications and AI, RayNeo clearly gives you more to do. RayNeo's translation suite is ambitious. More languages than Meta, multiple modes including look and translate, two-way translation, and when it works, it feels genuinely impressive. RayNeo lists 14 languages including German, French, Spanish, Italian, Chinese, Cantonese, and others that it supports currently. Meta Ray-Ban display also does live translation with captions in the lens, as well as look and translate, and it's tightly integrated into the overall experience. However, Meta's live translation list is currently limited to 4 to 6 languages. In my testing, the RayNeo seems to take translation to another level with minimal lag and does a great job translating text, except when it glitches and doesn't work. But to be fair, the Metas do the same thing, and overall, I would probably give the RayNeo the edge in this one. Now, let's talk about the camera. This is where RayNeo tries to differentiate itself. The Metas are currently capped at 3 minutes. RayNeo gives you up to 9 minutes of recording time. Of course, it pays the price on the battery front. More on that coming up. But the recording length is not the full picture. RayNeo also edges out the Metas on specs on paper with higher claimed resolution and AR preview framing. But in real-world testing, the shots look distinctly soft and grainy indoors and in slightly lower lighting. Combined with things like zoom and image stabilization, the camera quality of the Metas beats out the RayNeo for daily use despite the difference in video duration. Now, the crux of the entire comparison, and what might be the single biggest determining factor in which glasses you choose: battery. Standalone, RayNeo drains shockingly fast. In very heavy mixed use, I've drained it out completely in about 45 minutes. The Meta Ray-Ban display lasts longer for me, although it's not awesome either. And when using the display heavily, it tops out at about 2 hours in real-world testing. But the charging case makes top-ups effortless even on the go. RayNeo doesn't have a charging case, but it does have a USB-C port on the temple which plugs in. So the key difference is Meta makes you take the glasses off to charge. RayNeo lets you plug a power bank into your pocket and keep going. It's a wire-based fix for what is a major battery flaw. If you can easily take your glasses off, the Meta charging case is the more elegant solution. But if you need to keep the glasses on and keep working, RayNeo's charge while using option can be genuinely useful. If you want polish, reliable voice control, tighter integration, more consistent daily convenience, Meta Ray-Ban display is still the better daily wearable. If you want power, binocular immersion, longer recording, more open tinkering, and you don't mind managing the battery, RayNeo is more ambitious and more exciting. Finally, the price makes the difference between the two even more dramatic. In my case, the RayNeo cost about $500 more. So you're paying extra for the more ambitious option, but also the one that still feels like it has training wheels. Up next, I'll do deep dives into specific features that most users look for in smart glasses and tell you which glasses work the best. Don't forget to like and subscribe.